Hi everyone, good to have you in class today. This is E Plus Academic Resource Center where we take online tutorials for undergraduates and senior secondary students, okay? Alright, today we'll be looking at business finance. Under business finance today we'll be looking at compound interest, then we'll be looking at continuous compounding and discounting. Don't forget the previous class we looked at simple interest and the simple discount note, okay? So this time we're going to be looking at compound interest, then continuous compounding and discounting under business finance. Don't forget, if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see that we have a playlist title for business finance, all subjects and courses under business finance and project evaluation. So we try to combine project finance and project evaluation and business finance and project evaluation together because there are much similarities between these two courses. So we combine them together. So when you go to our YouTube channel, you're going to see business finance / project evaluation. They are the same thing. Okay, they are almost the same thing. Sorry. All right. So this is what we're going to be looking at very quickly. Fasten your seatbelt and get ready for class. All right. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at compound interest. So what is compound interest? Compound interest is simply the interest paid on previously earned interest. So the interest is compounded when the interest is added to the principal at the end of each interest period and compounded just continuously, just like that. Okay, so when interest is compounded, depending on the number of periods, it can be more than once in a year, it can be annually, it can be biannually and all that. Okay, so now we have a formula for that. So we have CA equal to P plus 1, P bracket 1 plus R raised to power N, where CA is equal to compound amount, then P is equal to principal, R is equal to rate, then N is equal to number of conversion period. Okay, so this is the formula. CA is equal to P bracket 1 plus R close bracket raised to power N, where CA is equal to compound amount, P is equal to principal, R is equal to rate, N is equal to number of conversion period. Okay, now for this is compound amount. Now to get our compound interest, sorry about my marker, I don't know, these markers are new markers but they're just misbehaving. Compound interest is equal to compound amount minus principal. Okay, compound interest is equal to compound amount minus principal, while compound amount is equal to P principal open bracket 1 plus R close bracket raised to power N. Okay, all right, this is the formula. This is the formula for our compound amount. This is the formula for our compound interest. So now, what about when we have situations where interests are compounded more than once in a year? Okay, like quarterly, like semi-annually, like monthly, like daily, and all that, weekly. So these are more than once in a year. Okay, so the formula will now be, okay, let me use this space. I can wipe this off, sorry. So the formula will now be compound, oh my god, sorry, I have to change this marker. So we have compound amount is equal to P bracket 1 plus R over M or close bracket MN. Okay, compound amount equal to principal open bracket 1 plus R all over M close bracket MN. Okay, where we know what CA is, we know what P is, we know what R is. Okay, we know what N is. So M is equal to number of times interest is compounded, number of times interest is compounded, whether annually, whether monthly, whether weekly, daily, biannually and all that. That is what M stands for. We already know the what P, R, and N, CA stands for. Okay, so this is the formula when you have interest compounded more than once within a year. This is the formula. Then this is the formula for finding your compound interest. Then the one that I wiped off initially is the formula for finding your compound amount. So we are going to be looking at a question now so that we can address, establish this formula or find out how to use the formula. All right. So now I've gone ahead to write out a problem here so that we can solve behind the camera too, in order to save time. Okay. All right. So we have Chinedu PLC invested 500k at the rate of 10%, compounded annually for 3 years. Find compound amount and compound interest. Then the sub question here is, suppose the interest is compounded quarterly. Find the compound amount and the compound interest. So let's solve for number 1 now. So number 1, we are asked to find the compound amount. Remember our formula. Compound amount is equal to P bracket 1 plus R, yes, 1 plus R raised to power what? N. Is that it? 1 plus R raised to power N. So CA is equal to principal is 500,000, open brackets, 1 plus our rate is what? 10%. 10% is 0.1, right? All over N annually for 3 years, raised to power 3. So CA is equal to 500,000, open bracket, 1 plus 1.1 will give us 1.1. 1 plus 0.1, sorry, will give us 1.1 raised to power 3. Okay? Now, let's continue. My marker. So now we have 500,000 brackets 1.1 raised to power 3. Let's see. 1.1 raised to power 3. Let me use my calculator. So we have 1.1 raised to power of 3. We have 1.331. 1.331. Okay, so 500,000 times 1.331. We have 500. So therefore CA, our compound amount is equal to 665,000 naira. Okay, now CI will now be equal to CA minus principal. Okay, CA minus principal. Okay, so CI, oh, sorry about this marker. I have changed almost all the markers I have. CA is what? 665. 665 minus our principal is what? 500,000. Okay, so 665 minus 500,000 will give us 165,000 naira. Simple. Okay, so we have solved for compound amount and compound interest. Now, the second question says, suppose the interest is compounded quarterly. Find this compound amount and compound interest. Okay. Sorry, I have to change this marker. To solve this question, the second question, we'll use our formula when interest is compounded more than once within a year. We'll use that formula. And what's the formula? CA is equal to P bracket 1 plus R over M, close brackets, NM. Sorry, MN. Okay? Did you get that? So CA is equal to principal is 500,000. Okay? Brackets open 1 plus our rate is 0.1 all over m is, now the m, remember I told you when I was giving the formula, I told you that m is equal to number of times interest is compounded within a year. So here they said the interest is compounded quarterly. Quarterly is what? How many times in a year? Quarterly is how many times in a year? Quarterly is 4 times in a year. So you have over 4, close brackets, then raised to the power 4 times n is what? 3. Okay? So CA is equal to 500,000, open bracket, 1 plus 0.1 divided by 4, 0.1 divided by 4, we have 0.025, close bracket. Okay? Then 4 times 3 raised to the power 12. Are we following? Okay. So CA is equal to 500,000, open bracket, 1 plus 0.025 will give us 1.025 raised to power 12. Okay? So let's continue here. So CA is equal to 1.025 raised to power 12, 1.025 raised to power 12 will give us this will be 500,000, open brackets, 1.025 raised to power 12 will give us 1.3449 to 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 4 decimal places. Okay, I rounded off to 4 decimal places. So CA is equal to 500,000 times this, 500,000. Okay, 500,000 times 1.3449. That's 667 to 450. 672,450. That's our compound amount. So, but we're asked to find the compound amount and compound interest. So, if this is our compound amount, the compound interest will now be equal to compound amount minus principal. So, compound interest will now be equal to compound amount 672,450 minus 500,000. 672,450 minus 500,000 will give us 172,450. So this is our answer. Okay, if you have any question, please use the comment section and ask me. Okay, if there's any part you don't understand or you need further explanation, please do not hesitate to use the comment section. Okay, all right, so that's that about compound interest. So we're going to be looking at continuous compounding and discounting. Okay, when we say continuous compounding and discounting, it's simply when interest is compounded continuously. It can be on a daily basis and all that, but in this case it is continuous. Okay, now we have the formula for finding this is C equal to P E raised to power IN, where C is equal to continuous compounding. Okay, then E is equal to 2.7183. Okay, then we have I is equal to the rate, then N is equal to number of times interest is compounded. Okay, number of times interest is compounded. Okay, that's it. Then alternative, we want to know the value, the present value of our continuously compounded amount. P equal to C all over E raised to power IN. Okay, if we want to know the present value of our amount that is being compounded continuously, it's P is equal to C all over E raised to power IN. P is our present value, C is our continuous compounded amount, then E is equal to 2.7183, I is our interest, and N is our number of times interest is compounded. So we are going to look at a problem now. Okay, so now we have a problem here. So let's see how we can solve this problem. So find the compound value of 5,000, interest being 15%, compounded continuously for 3 years. So we use our formula now. C is equal to PEIN. So compound amount is equal to our principal is 5,000. Then E is what? 2.7183. 2.7183 raised to the power of our interest is 15%, which is something as 0.15 times our N is 3 years. Okay, so C is equal to 5,000 times 2.7183 raised to the power of 0.15 times 3 will give us 0.45. Okay, so C is equal to 5,000 times 2.7183 raised to the power of 0.45 is giving us 1.5683. These to 4 decimal places. I rounded off to 4 decimal places. So C is equal to let me calculate, 5,000 times 1.5683, which will give us 7,841.5. So these are our compound value. So C is equal to 7,841.5. Now, let's find the present value of this amount. So P is equal to compound value all over E raised to power IN. Sorry. So present value is equal to our compound amount is 7,841.5 all over E is our 2.7183 raised to power IN here is 0.45. 0.45. Okay, so P is equal to 7,841.5 all over this raised to power. This is giving us 1.5683. So by the time we divide this by this, let's see, 7,841.5 divided by 1.5683, 5,000. Okay, 15683, 5,000. So this divided by this is giving us 5,000 naira. Okay, so just like I told you, when we're looking for compound value, this is the formula we take. C is equal to P E raised to power IN. Then alternatively, if we want to find P, the present value, okay, the present value here, we are going to use this formula. P is equal to C all over E raised to power IN, which is 5,000. After solving, we got 5,000, which is same thing as the 5,000 here. Okay, all right. We're going to stop here for now. We're going to continue in our next class. Please, if you are not subscribed, do that. Like, share, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when we drop new videos. Thank you for your time. Thank you for inviting people to be part of what we're doing here. And thank you for everything. See you in the next class. Bye-bye for now.